Hey guys, have you ever seen some font in somebody else's project and you said, why is that not in my Davinci Resolve install? Well, it's really because that's not installed on your machine. So I'm going to show you how to find some free fonts that you can even use in commercial projects. And I'm going to show you how to put them into Windows or a Mac. And then they're going to show up in your Davinci Resolve and you're going to be able to include those with your future projects. So it's really easy to do. So just follow along right now.
I'll start with FontSpace. FontSpace offers a number of different free fonts, and you can select commercial use at the top of the page, and so you can look at all the fonts available for commercial use for your projects. It's pretty simple to download something from FontSpace. You can search for a category that you want to look at. Once you find your font, click on the download font symbol to the right, and it will start downloading on your machine. Another great site is Font Desk. I really like it because it puts some graphics behind each of the fonts, so it gives you a look at what the font is going to look like with more of a finished look on the page. I'm going to check out this Bueno Line font, click on that. There may be an ad pop-up, but just skip past that, and a download font button will pop up. Click on that to download your font. A few of the fonts listed on Font Desk will have links to external sites. You can avoid those if you'd like to. The license is clearly listed on each of the font pages. In this case, free for commercial use. And another great site is 1001fonts.com, and it gives you a look at each of the fonts. It is searchable, and if it has this little $ symbol to the right, it means it's free for commercial use, which is great. And all you have to do is click the little green download button, and your font will start to download. Now that we have some free fonts downloaded that we can use for our commercial projects or our private projects, open up the location that you downloaded those fonts, double click on the zip file. I'll cover the Windows version of installing these first. Double click on the zip file. You're going to see a couple of different files in there. Usually it has a README or a license file in there if you want to double check the license. And sometimes they give you a link if you want to give a donation. Do that if you're using it and making a lot of money on it. Otherwise, you may see another folder, or you're going to be looking for a TTF file. That's a true type font file. Or there may be an open type font file, an OTF file. Either one will work. Just double click on one of those files, the OTF or TTF file. And in Windows, you're going to get a little pop-up like this. It's going to show the font with some different sizes and layouts. And there'll be a couple of buttons at the top. One says print and one says install. Click on the install button. Windows will start to install the font. A little dialog box will pop up quickly and it'll be done. And that's all you need to do in Windows. So there, I just installed the Beyond Wonderland regular font from Chris Hansen. So once we've installed all the fonts that we'd like, at this point, you're going to need to shut down Resolve and reopen it so it can reload all the new fonts that you've installed. On a Mac, you'll need to first double click on the zip file to unpack it, and it'll create a new folder wherever the original folder was located. So if it was on the desktop, it'll make a new folder there. Next, open up the folder that was just created and find your TTF file or OTF file. True type font is what I'm going to look at here. So double click on the TTF file and it's going to open up in what's called Font Book in Mac. Next, click on the install font. It will be installed in your font book where you can turn off or turn on fonts. But we're going to want to keep this one on for now. As with a Windows machine, in Mac, you'll need to restart Davinci Resolve and the fonts are going to show up for you. Once we have our new fonts installed, we'll open Davinci Resolve. I'm going to go ahead to the edit page. I'll hit Shift and the number 4 to get there. In the timeline, I'm going to drag and drop a Text Plus clip. With the inspector open now, I can see all the new fonts that are installed. And as long as I did my homework on the licenses, I can use these for commercial projects as well. It's as easy as that. Add some new fonts to Davinci Resolve 17 and you can get started with some new creativity with your titles and any of the projects that you work on.
Hey, so that was pretty easy, huh? So thanks a lot for checking it out. If you had any glitches or you have questions about Davinci Resolve, go ahead and post them in the comments below and I will try to get them answered for you. Otherwise, I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. See you guys around.